You two should be closer.
Keep him away from me.
Same matter can occupy some space. I'm still kicking. I must be on Broadway.
11 underrated time travel films that don't expect you to be a physics professor. Sometimes time travel movies are so complex and difficult to follow that they can be hard to enjoy. However, viewers must keep in mind that the concept of time travel is very cool and it gives filmmakers a world of possibilities in the name of entertainment. Although it's alright to watch time travel movies that are overly complicated, there are a plethora of great ones that do not require one to think too much about their scientific intricacies. This video presents a list of such enjoyable films that shouldn't hurt your brain too much. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Trancers, 1984. Jack Death, a Los Angeles bounty hunter in the 23rd century, is after Martin Whistler, an evil criminal mastermind. Whistler has the psychic power to turn human beings into zombie-like creatures known as Trancers. Luckily, Jack possesses a special device that can identify a Trancer.
Negative.
Even though Trancers appear to look like regular human beings, if provoked, they turn into vicious killers. When Jack is on Whistler's trail, he escapes by accident into the past through a drug-induced time travel method. Low-budget B-movie veteran Charles Band's Trancers is a lively masterpiece that contains wit and intelligence, yet incredibly cheesy features. Tim Thomerson delivers an outstanding performance as Jack Death, swaying the audience with his rugged, charming demeanor. The movie's atmosphere is based on a bunch of quirky comic book-like elements, most prominently the buddy cop with the sunken, futuristic Los Angeles. Furthermore, intentionally or unintentionally, viewers can catch narrative homages to sci-fi classics like Blade Runner and The Terminator. The movie is shamelessly cheesy with high entertainment value and utterly pretentious in its schlock. It is also fast-paced so as to keep viewers on their feet and engaged the entire time. Besides the straightforward portrayal of time travel, Charles Band has made sure that Trancers contains a film noir vibe. Instead of some high-tech machinery that requires a scientific explanation, the antagonist simply ingests a substance that mentally transports him to the past. At the same time, his physical body remains unconscious in the present, allowing the protagonist to achieve his goal easily. Finally, Charles Band adds shadowy lighting to complement the film's rapid pace that takes away viewers' attention from its campy special effects. Time Bandits, 1981. Kevin is an 11-year-old boy neglected by his parents, who holds a certain fascination and intrigue towards history. He gets a chance to make his dream come true when he sees a group of time-traveling dwarves suddenly appear in his bedroom. Having stolen a space-time map, they take Kevin along with them on an exciting journey into history's most profound areas, traveling from one era to another. However, the dwarves have an arch-enemy called the Evil Genius.
No one created me. I am evil. Evil existed long before good.
Who is desperately seeking the map they possess. Kevin is intrigued as he travels through a wormhole in his bedroom to a world of mystery and adventure. Time Bandits, directed by Terry Gilliam, is a well-produced, entertaining time travel flick. It contains a simple explanation for time travel while portraying historically exhilarating locations and characters of their period. It includes the thrill of sci-fi via time travel along with the intrigue of fantasy in the form of swordsmen and ferocious beasts. The best part about it is that it does not provide some twisted explanation for the wormhole in Kevin's bedroom or why the dwarves are time traveling across the space-time dimension. Unfortunately, Time Bandits' comedic element is slightly overshadowed by other things such as the attention to detail for the historic locations. This sheds light on the fact that the comedy used in Time Bandits isn't your old-school slapstick humor present in low-budget B flicks. It is whimsical and carries a certain innocence, as appropriate for a story set from a child's perspective. Finally, the movie contains remarkable art direction by Millie Burns and costume designer Jim Atchison. There are very few filmmakers that make movies with the same vibe as artists' conceptions. Overall, with its elements of surrealism, humor, and darkness, Time Bandits is a unique movie portraying an agreeable rendition of time travel that all can enjoy.
It's freezing.
Mega Time Squad 2018. A small-time criminal comes across an ancient Chinese time travel device. He realizes that he can pull off an important heist with the use of this machine, which will help him start a new life afresh. However, unbeknownst to him, he might not be able to survive the consequences that will befall him when he tampers with time. Mega Time Squad, directed by Tim Van Damme, portrays a twist on time travel that would impress even the likes of James Cameron. It is a supernaturally driven crime comedy that blurs the line between the good guys and bad guys as they discover a time-traveling device capable of making clones of the protagonist. The direction has been done in a style that simultaneously lays out some chucklesome laughs along with broad humor. Moreover, the director also displays the psychological consequences of tampering with devices and concepts beyond one's knowledge. He combines this with the unforeseen power of getting too confident with yourself to the point where you don't behave logically. Several clones in the movie, along with their dynamic characteristics, convey this cleverly. However, it is done in a cheesy way and keeps the audience entertained instead of confusing them with too many intricate details about time travel. That being said, Mega Time Squad contains some quirks, one of them being that its fantasy element is taken too seriously. However, this is evened out by its silly, fast-paced, derogatory dialogue, creating just the right amount of absurdism for its jokes. Timecop 1994. After perfecting the ability to travel through time, the Justice Department creates a new body of law enforcement purely for time policing called the Time Enforcement Commission, or TEC. Max Walker is a cop who is assigned to be a part of this body. Max tracks down one of his former co-workers, Lyle Atwood, who time traveled to the past to use his future knowledge so that he could benefit from the stock market crash in the United States. Max catches Atwood and brings him back for sentencing, after which Atwood admits that he was working for Senator McComb. The senator is abusing his power to acquire maximum benefit from the technology to raise funds for his upcoming presidential election. Soon Max, along with his new partner Sarah Fielding, set out to investigate McComb. Although viewers are often left untangling the genre contradictions from Timecop, the movie is an entertaining one, with a lot of drama added to the time travel and buddy cop concept. Several viewers perceive Timecop to be a low-budget Terminator, but they often forget that Terminator didn't contain the hilarious quirks of Timecop. Timecop indulges in witty and obnoxious cracks accompanied by action sequences that do not require viewers to use their brains. Peter spent most of the film's budget constructing stylish morphing tricks and accurate detailing for the futuristic setting. Moreover, besides making Van Damme look as appealing as possible with his high-flying martial arts skills, the movie also focuses on intermittent humor to contain the audience's undivided attention. Finally, like most time travel movies, Timecop dwells with the conventional absurdities and contradictions that one might associate with tampering with the past and how it impacts the present. Overall, Peter successfully creates a head-scratching, nail-biting action time travel flick, eliciting a great response from the audience. Déjà Vu 2006. After a devastating terrorist attack on a ferry in New Orleans, Special Agent Douglas Carlin becomes part of an experimental covert government program whose mission is to look for the bomber. This program contains a device that is capable of bending time and letting its user view a representation of the events that occurred as far back as 4 days and 6 hours before. This helps them track the terrorists' moves before the attack is launched. Tony Scott's Déjà Vu explores multiple timelines that are revisited for the good of humanity. It enables seeing one situation from several points of view, since the characters feel like they have been in the same situation before. It provides a simple explanation for time travel via a device, but at the same time, its storyline is so tightly looped that it involves one of the most intricately interconnected time travel plots that viewers have seen in a long time. Scott explores the ethical aspects of manipulating time for the benefit of a larger cause. The movie displays remarkable direction as the dread instilled within the audience is built up slowly until the thrilling climax is unleashed onto them. Finally, there is an undertone in Déjà Vu where the competing theories of time travel pose a philosophical question within viewers. Can one really change the past, or are someone's past deeds going to end up happening at some point anyway?
A lot of responsibility pulling that trigger, woman. They're gonna change your life forever, you know that.
Yeah, well, just maybe I've been looking for a change, Frank.
Retroactive, 1997. When Karen's car breaks down in the middle of a lonely Texas desert, she hitchhikes with Frank, who is on his way to sell stolen computer chips with his wife. When they stop on the way for gas, Frank suspects that his wife, Ryan, is cheating on him and shoots her. When he tries to shoot Karen, she escapes into the desert. She accidentally stumbles upon a lab where a scientist experiments with time travel. The machine activates by mistake and sends Karen back to 20 minutes in the past. When she tries to make things better this time around, they somehow begin getting worse as she finds herself stuck in a time loop accompanied by a mayhem of violence. Retroactive, directed by Louis Morneau, depicts time travel as a tool capable of instilling psychological fear within someone who is repeatedly forced to relive the same moment. Despite this, Retroactive isn't a movie that viewers can take very seriously, as the gunplay and violence overthrow the time travel aspect to an extent. Nevertheless, the thrill of Kylie Travis's character repeatedly reliving the same mess instills a certain thrill within the audience about what will happen differently this time around. James Belushi delivers an outstanding performance as Frank, the main antagonist. With his long sideburns and killer facial expressions, he thoroughly relishes his role, conveying his characteristics without much dialogue. The movie is filled with action, black comedy, and a slightly far-fetched rendition of time travel than witnessed in most films. However, it holds a plausible, modest indie thriller that reminds viewers of 80s exploitation works such as Tremors and works of Charles Band. Project Almanac, 2015. David Raskin is a genius teenager who dreams of going to MIT. He has a crush on a girl named Jessie Pierce, but is too shy to tell her how he feels. One day, he stumbles upon the design of a time machine that his father had created. Together with his friends Quinn Goldberg, Adam Lee, and his sister Christina, and even Jessie, he decides to build the contraption. However, when they lose control over their experiment, they end up changing the future. David tries to fix this problem, but ends up making things worse. In his movie Project Almanac, Dean Israelite portrays a perfect example of why you shouldn't mess with time, especially if you're a teenager looking to experiment. It is the perfect cautionary tale for the modern-day selfie generation. It marks a shift for the found footage genre from its old-school indie horror setting to a multiplex staple. The movie dwells on important ideas such as the consequences of playing God and gradually builds tension to a point where the protagonist tries to fix the mess he and his friends have made. Time travel is not so hard to comprehend in Project Almanac, as the story is filled with snowballing action until it hits a touching ending, overwhelming viewers with a feel-good vibe. Despite containing sexist elements and a slightly predictable turn of events, Project Almanac is a highly entertaining watch and a fresh outlook on time travel that involves a group of naive teenagers and no professional scientific personnel.
You stinking son of a bitch.
Millennium, 1989. Bill Smith is the chief investigator for the National Transportation Safety Board. He is assigned to investigate a collision accompanied by subsequent crashes of an airline. he and his team are baffled when they hear the words recorded on a crew's cockpit voice recorder.
Minneapolis, this is TU-835. Declaring an emergency, we hit another aircraft.
Bill soon discovers that an organization from a future Earth is involved in rejuvenating their perishing planet through those who expire in the past. Michael Anderson's Millennium acknowledges the difficulty of making a good quality sci-fi time travel movie on a shoestring budget. It is a remarkable film that stays true to its source material, John Varley's Air Raid. It contains a far-fetched narrative and is as faithful as it is imaginative. The film's premise is smart, incorporating a few comedic elements. The special effects are quirky and hilarious, which adds to its entertainment. The most important aspect about Millennium is their interpretation of time travel. Anderson presents viewers with time paradoxes being temporal quakes. This concept is used as a dramatization technique to enhance a temporal quake's seriousness by comparing it to simpler things that ordinary people could understand, like earthquakes. Finally, it is clear that Millennium was made with a unique stylistic technique. It contains a fair bit of melodrama, but is nevertheless entertaining.
Right. What a ride!
My Science Project, 1985. High school seniors Michael Harlan and Ellie Sawyer break into a military junkyard to find materials and ideas for his science project. They stumble upon a strange glowing device that is capable of absorbing electricity. Soon things go haywire when this orb starts blending the past, present, and future. It is now up to the duo to stop the orb from turning humanity on its head and save everyone. My Science Project, directed by Jonathan R. Betul, portrays a peculiar spin on time travel by illustrating it in a negative light for the first time. Usually, characters take advantage of time travel to fix their mistakes and end up with negative consequences. However, Betul makes the concept itself react negatively from the start. Furthermore, the film presents an array of hilarious decisions made by the characters, showcasing high entertainment value for viewers. Betul's innovative direction style is brought out here because it is executed so tastefully that viewers simply enjoy the events that unfold. Jonathan Betul rejects most of the concepts of time travel that viewers can see in high-budget films. Moreover, certain stereotypes in pop culture, like calling someone a nerd, are also perceived differently in this movie. My Science Project's action sequences are inventive, crisp, and hit viewers with a maximum amount of thrill that they've got, making it a movie that is very easy to enjoy. Timerider, The Adventures of Lyle Swann, 1982. A motorcycle champion called Lyle is traveling across the Mexican desert when he suddenly finds himself around a time travel experiment that uses extremely high energy, capable of sending physical objects back in time. As Lyle continues riding, he finds himself in the past in the year 1877, surrounded by thieves, rapists, and murderers. Timerider, The Adventures of Lyle Swann is a tasteful blend of an action-packed misadventure and lighthearted entertainment for a lazy Sunday afternoon. Director William Deere merges the 80s popularity of dirt bikes with the fascinating thrill of time travel in a pre-Back to the Future era. The film's sci-fi adventure storyline will intrigue viewers because of the nonchalance with which the protagonist finds himself in the past's messy situation. Usually, sci-fi movies have an intent for time travel or a purpose that is integral to the unfolding of the film's plot. However, Lyle Swann merely finds himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. This fact is also ironic, considering he is an arrogant, self-centered person who'd usually be minding his own business. Furthermore, William Deere incorporates clever irony, since Swann was ahead of everyone else during the race but went behind everyone in time. Timerider is filled with comedic elements as the 19th century people provide hilarious reactions to Swann's dirt bike. In the end, with slapstick comedy and a satisfying ending, William Deere creates an interesting graphic novel-style sci-fi time travel film that everyone must watch. Timescape, 1992. Disturbed by his wife's death, Ben Wilson returns to his hometown to invest in an old guest house in the town's outskirts. He and his daughter Hillary have decided to renovate the place. Soon, a group of tourists arrive at the lodging, with the group's leader deciding to rent out the rooms for the guests. After a while, Ben begins noticing strange behavior from the lodgers, including the way they dress. Things take a dark turn when Ben's friends and neighbors are also affected by the company's weird demeanor, leading to him discovering the truth about them. David Twohy's Timescape is an underrated gem that serves as one of the best time travel movies ever made. Unfortunately, not many people have heard about it. There are several reasons one should watch Timescape, including the fact that it is filled with creative ideas where time travel is accompanied by elements of suspense, mystery, and likable characters. The film has a wonderful climax that lucidly presents to viewers exactly what the filmmakers were aiming to convey through the fascination attached to time travel. While borrowing certain hooks from Back to the Future, the plot unfolds rather coherently as the explanation for the tourists' peculiar behavior is provided. Twohy adds a twist to his debut by filling the build-up with immense tension, keeping the audience at the edge of their seat. Due to being created on a shoestring budget, the movie contains several schlocky moments amidst the thrills and suspense, but these only make it all the more charming. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.
Oh, hey Terry. Wait, check this out.
Whoa.